Hi, my name is Jamie. I live in Saudi Arabia. I know, I look beautiful right now. I have a makeup collection that just keeps getting larger. It didn't today, but we're gonna talk about something a little bit different. If you are new here, hi, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I like to talk about makeup, I like to talk about eyeshadow, and I like to talk about indie brands that produce eyeshadows. So if any of those things interest you, please consider subscribing. It would help me out. If you are returning, thanks. That's super nice of you. And please consider leaving me a comment. I love comments. I love talking to you. Let's talk about makeup. Everybody likes makeup, right? Today what we're going to be doing is a little bit different. I am going to combine two palettes from the same brand, and I am going to attempt to make them merge nicely and perhaps become sisters. Perhaps become companions. The two palettes that I am going to be combining today are from Lethal Cosmetics. I have the Evergreen palette and I have the Wildflower palette, and my Evergreen palette has dirt on it. Or powder. Yeah, powder. But yeah, I'm gonna take a look into these palettes and see if there is a good way to combine them. So here is a look at the Evergreen palette, in case you are not familiar. And this is my fresh, pristine, brand new Wildflower palette that I'm trying to hold up right now. Oops. So I think there's a way to combine these palettes. They are really quite beautiful. They are very pigmented, and I think there's a way. I think we can find a way. Let's do it. Okay, I am going to prime my eyes like usual, and then we'll get into the palettes. Okay? Okay. All right, we're primed, we're ready. My brows are carved out. I use the Color Cases by Made by Mitchell, and let's get into the palettes. And I'm gonna do a voiceover because it is easier, and I can watch YouTube while I do this. It's phenomenal. Okay, let's get started, shall we? I'm gonna go put on Teresa is Dead. I'll be right back. All right, I'm getting started in the Evergreen palette, and I'm starting in, I think the shade is Nightless. And I was a little bit underwhelmed with how it performed, just initially going on my eye. So to try to deepen that up, I went into Nightshade, and I'm just keeping that sort of confined to the outer corner, just trying to get a bit of a deeper shade going before I start in. Next, I'm going into Foxglove and just starting to blend things a little bit, making it a bit more purple, then to pink. Next, I'm going into Nightless, and that's again kind of going more towards the outer part of the outer corner that I'm going to probably blend into along the way. I think I'm going back into Wilderness just to try to get it deeper here, back into Foxglove. I just kind of spend some time going back and forth between the two palettes, trying to get that blue to purple to blend situation. Then this next shade is Retreat, and this is a bright purple. I almost think it's one of their neon colors that reacts under blacklight. I haven't tried it yet, honestly, but just to kind of bring in more purple into the middle part of the eye. The next shade I'm using is Herbivore? Yeah, Herbivore. And this is kind of why I put Wilderness out there, just to kind of give Herbivore something to blend into that wasn't purple or blue, because I didn't want Barney to happen. And I'm still kind of struggling to sort of marry all of these things together. Next, I'm trying to blend Profusion into Herbivore, and again, this is one of those neon colors that is supposed to react under blacklight. All of this kind of just needed some time to blend out, and I didn't want to blend obviously yellow into straight purple, but it took a bit of finessing. Kind of in the spirit of that, I took Cyanis just to try to blend that purple better into the blue and just make it all more cohesive and less blocky. Next, I put Thorn in the front of my eye just to blend into Foxglove and make the front part of my eye pop a little bit more. Sorry, it's so noisy outside. Ugh, hate it. Then I kind of went back into Foxglove because it's a bit of a mid-tone and just to make everything pop a bit more. Then I cut my crease with a Beauty Creations black eyeshadow primer. These are pretty good. I would say they are just as good as P. Louise, and I did a real nice sharp cut crease today. And I was a little worried at this point that it was not going to turn out how I wanted, but I wanted a dark base to start putting the duochromes on. I've definitely put duochromes on a dark base before, but I haven't straight cut my crease with a dark base before, so I was interested to see how this would turn out. And then I start on my duochromes. This first shade is Flutter at the front part of my eye. It kind of went from a yellow to kind of a greenish. This next shade is Pioneer, and it is obviously very pink in the pan, but as you can see, it does not stay pink. It actually comes on really like a light blue on a dark base, so it's always fun to see how these duochromes and multichromes are going to shift depending on the base color that you use. This next shade is Clover. This is what I'm talking about. This went from a very green to almost like blue purple. So pretty. This is one of my favorite shades in this palette for sure. Kind of like Clover, Biome in the Evergreen palette is one of my very favorite shades. It's probably one of the top 3 reasons why I ended up getting this palette. And then I'm just kind of patting it out and making them live together happily and harmoniously. I can't talk anymore. Then we start on our white liner journey. It takes a while. I kind of have a pet peeve against like having graphic liner on an eye that doesn't have any eyeshadow on it. I don't think that looks very good, but I am kind of in like a graphic eyeliner phase right now. And as you can see, it's not that my eyes match. No. That takes, much more finessing than I am capable of. But I've also been watching these Instagrammers like do these little gibbets in the middle, and it kind of turned out lit, very cyborgy, and you can see that kind of coming together here. Overall, this turned out super pretty, and I was really happy with it. All right, here is my finished and oh so subtle look. What do you think? This was fun. I haven't done these little gibbets before, so I thought I would try them out. I love white liner and a bold look. It's my favorite, so today was that day. Why not? I don't know. It looks cool. Anyway, the 2 palettes, I got a little lost there for a moment, trying to kind of blend the purple into the green and not look like Barney, so that was a little bit scary for me. But I am just gonna say that, can these 2 be companion palettes? Absolutely. I used more shades than not in both these palettes. I used 2 of the duochromes here, these 2. This shade, and this shade, and this shade, and this shade. So yeah, a lot. I used most of the palette here. And then in the Wildflower, I used, again, 2 shimmers. Yeah, 2 shimmers. This one and this one. And then I used the pink, the blue, the purple, the purple. So quite a few. I definitely think they work together really well. I'm very happy with how this look turned out. And let me know if you like this style of video, if you like the style of editing, just where I kind of do a voiceover and let you guys chill and see what I'm doing. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.